That's crazy that you're not on there. Wow, that's crazy. That's insane. Oh, there you go. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just trying to make sure I got everything straight on here before we get started. What's up? It's Coach Now. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to my platform. So, on this platform, we talk about healing, purpose, love, you know. However, we usually go sit by the pond. It looked like the sun is not going to be crazy over by the pond, but for right now, we can stay right here. For right now, what's up? Come on in, guys. Make sure y'all like, share, and follow. We're about to go ahead and jump into it. So it's been a while. Hold on, let me get y'all right. I know it's been a while that I've been on. Haven't been on in a little bit because, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Look, I had to put some lip gloss on, child. What's up, guys? So listen. Check me out. First off, welcome to my platform. I'm Coach Nye. And on this platform, we talk about pretty much any and everything. But it's really just so much of you guys looking within yourself and learning how to heal from all the hurt in the childhood, traumas, and different things so you can be the best version of yourself, so you can step into your purpose, so you can be the best version of yourself, be what you were called to be, right? And that's what I teach you how to do. Look, I'm out of breath. I ran in the house, put some lip gloss on. Give me some lip gloss. So listen, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I want you guys to like, share, and follow, and invite other people. So for the past week, I haven't been on. Of course, if you've been following me, you know that my son graduated high school. So I had the biggest party for him. Of course I did, because my baby, he's 17. He graduated early, So he actually came out in December, but he did his walk in May. So I'm super excited. I'm like, yes, this is my child. This is my baby. Look at him. I birthed that. Every time he walked, all I seen was I birthed that. When that boy walked across the stage, I was like, I birthed that. That is my son. I did that. I'm a proud mama. I birthed greatness, right? And the reason why I say I birthed greatness, because you can't say you birthed greatness if you don't understand that you are greatness. Greatness is within you. So everything that you produce is going to be great. Everything that you touch will be great. Everything that you even look into will be successful. Now we're talking about success because a lot of us don't understand that greatness is within us. We produce success. So in order to be successful, you have to start where? Believing in yourself. If you don't believe that you're going to be successful, then why would you be successful? How could you be successful? If you don't believe that you are greatness, how can you expect anything to evolve? How can you expect the best in your children? Here, we always say we want our children to be better than us, but You don't even know what better is. You don't even see yourself. So if you look at yourself as you're not worthy, then your child is going to look at themselves. Well, okay, I don't live in the projects, but I'm still just living dollar to dollar, check for check. So I got to be successful because my mom, she never came out of the project. She never came out. So I got to be doing well. What's up, Michelle? Hey, you guys, thank y'all for joining. So you have never set a standard. See, the problem was, for me, I had the low self-esteem, not knowing my own worth. See, I could see it in my oldest son. But in order for him to fix that, I had to pour into him. Because I didn't pour into myself. There was no one to pour into me. So when I would see my oldest son, he would always feel a little self-conscious about things. And he wouldn't involve himself in things because he just didn't want to deal with the people looking at him as like, oh, he may have messed up or blaming him. So he just didn't want no parts of it. But I realized and I identified what happened to him was a reflection of me. I didn't go around and say, oh, you need to stop doing this and getting in his behind. I had to realize he was a reflection of me, and that's what he saw in me. See, don't matter what I thought of myself. It's what he saw in me. What he saw in me is that mom always play herself small. Mom always step back and say, well, let people have the floor. Well, I'm not going to do that. Let this person do that. People pleasing, always behind the scenes. See, we think being behind the scenes is a good thing. Like, I always want to be behind the scene. I don't need all the spotlight. That's what the excuse we give ourselves. I don't want the spotlight. I don't want all this. I want to just be behind the scenes. I want to be the person that makes stuff happen behind the scenes. Well, the person that behind the scenes that's making stuff happen, that's the person that's insecure, low self-esteem, don't want to be called out, or they don't want to be looked at a certain way, or because they feel that they're ugly, they're afraid that, well, I don't want nobody else to say, ooh, who is a little ugly. You see what I'm saying? What you think of yourself is what your kids are going to think of themselves. So I had to fix that. Because all I see is greatness in my son. But I had to realize that I am greatness. I had to realize who I am and whose I am. I had to realize that I'm here for a reason. I had to identify what is my purpose. Thank y'all for the follow. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the share. Listen, I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I got a whole lot to talk about, right? So listen, it is so important for you to know. So when you speak to your children, because a lot of y'all speak these affirmations to your children and you say, you know what, baby girl, wake up and say, I am beautiful. I am strong. I am rich. I am smart. You tell your kids to do that, right? But you have no power behind it because all you gave them was words, because you don't even live like that. So if you don't live like that, all you did was tell your kids to say these words. Say these words. These are little spell words that you're just saying, but it has no power behind it. See, it has to have the power behind it. There's no way that I could tell my children, hey, say this to yourself. You get up every morning, you say, I'm powerful, I'm rich, I'm this, that, and the third. But you see me over here talking about, God, I done did it again. I done spent all my money. God, when you gonna bring me a real man? God, when you gonna change this man to stop cheating on me? God, when are you gonna make me feel? Are you sitting around and every time you see another woman, you like, looking at them sideways, looking them up and down, talking about them, like, having everything to say about them because you have insecurities. Because you have insecurities, you're so quick to call out someone else's insecurity, so therefore no one will see the insecurities that's within you. But yet you tell your children, I want you to get up every morning and I want you to say these affirmations because these are going to work. They're not going to work. I'm here to tell you right now, they're not going to work because there's no power behind it. What is the power that you mean, Coach Nye? What is the power? The power is the belief. If you don't believe it, you just over here wasting your time talking. What you talking for? Why are you in conversation for? What is that for? You see, when I talk broken English, I mean, I be on to something. What you doing that for? What are you sitting around talking about it for? It's not important. Listen, you're wasting air. You're allowing your chest to go in and out, up and down, and come to produce words that does not even mean anything. How dare you tell your kids, because you're their mother, you're their father, they look up to you and they believe that everything that you say is going to be true. So when you tell them, say that you love yourself, but you over here looking at yourself sideways. Say that you are powerful, but you over here looking like you weak and acting like you weak. Say that, when a man come to you and say this, that, and the third to you, you tell him, no, I'm walking away. But yet you chasing this man that's constantly cheating on you with everybody. Are you chasing this woman that's constantly cheating on you with everybody? Stop trying to live through your kids and not teaching them the power behind it. See, I was always taught to be, to take care of myself. My daddy, he called me Woogie, when he was alive. He taught me these things. He taught me how to take care of myself. He taught me, Woogie, you be strong, you do this. But what he did not teach me, and that my mother did not pour into me, because this is the part that the nourishing part of the mother, that's what was supposed to pour into me. But how could she pour into me if she didn't know? I don't know if she knew or not. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I never knew how to be emotionally intelligent. So therefore, let's give it an example. I'm dating. And soon as a guy say something I don't like, I don't know. I'm an old school. You go ahead and suplex them. You go ahead and DDT them. You go ahead and take them down. You don't play with me, bruh. See, that's what my daddy taught me. You see how I'm operating off what my daddy taught me. But I'm in middle school and I'm beating up my boyfriends because of the fact they played me. My daddy said, don't ever let nobody play. But I was never taught the emotional side of it. That, okay, when I like somebody or if I love somebody, how am I supposed to act? Well, I didn't learn that part. So what I had to do is look at my surroundings, look at the women in my family, look at the people around me that's in relationship. You know how we sit and look at other people in relationships and we say, goals. You want goals with somebody that's getting their head knocked between the wash and the dryer. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But yet, I'm sitting around and I'm thinking to myself like, okay, how do I handle this situation? I don't know what this feeling is. If the whole time it was love. I don't know what this is. The whole time I just like the person. I don't know how this feels. I don't know what this feeling is. I don't know what none of these feelings was because nobody taught me how to be emotionally intelligent about anything. I didn't know nothing about an emotion. What you mean? I know two emotions. I know to be happy and I know to be angry. And if you make me mad, then I know I need to deal with you. If you make me cry, that means you made me mad. Those are the two emotions that I knew. I didn't know anything else. I didn't know that if someone made me cry, that meant I was sad. Then how do you deal with it when you're sad? No one taught me how to do that, so I categorized it in what I knew. What I knew is angry and happy. But I'm here to tell you, when you're doing these affirmations, when you're teaching your kids to be the better versions of you, that's why every woman that's 40 and above love Glorilla. Why do we love Glorilla? Is because it's not because she's the best rapper alive. No, it's not that. It's because she said everything that we wish we had the balls to say back in those times. See, we was taught to, sit back, listen, men gonna be men, this, that. No, we wanted to be, but if we did what we wanted to do, we were called 304s and different things. We'd be looked upon differently. It was taboo. So now we look at her like, go on, little sis, go on. Take it, girl, run. Say it. Thank you so much. Say it, girl, say it. That's how we feel, right? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what I'm trying to get to is when you decide to tell your kids to say these affirmations and this, that, and the third, teach them how to have power behind it, meaning faith. And we talk about the faith and the belief. What do we talk about? The mustard seed. Everybody's like, well, the mustard seed, that means I believed a little bit, but nothing happened. But you don't understand what the mustard seed is. So you can't pray for something and then control how it's going to sprout. God, I want love, but you want to control how God is going to bring the love in. You want to be, to come out and be your most beautiful self, step into your feminine energy and this, that, and the third. God, help me create this environment. Help me create this peaceful environment. But then you want to take control. So when I say with the mustard seed, see, inside that mustard seed already, it is already destined to be what it's going to be. It's nothing I can do to manipulate it. When I put it in the ground and I put some water on it, it's nothing that I can do to manipulate it. I can't make it come out with as many branches as I want or how tall I want it to be. It's already destined to be a thing because God said so. So when you go into prayer and ask of these things, you have to already know that you planted that seed, but you have to allow God to let it grow. You can't tell it how to grow. You can't say, no, God, I don't want him because he too much of a man. What K. Michelle said, she said the man smelled like man cologne. He was acting like a grown man. See, but you asked for love and this man was packaged to give you everything. So when you go in and you saying those affirmations of, I am beautiful. Where's that mustard seed? Where's that understanding that, that power and that faith behind it, knowing that you are. See, when you are what you are, you don't have to repeat these things. I don't have to have those affirmations. This is what I need need you guys to understand. If you have to tell yourself something over, if you have to tell yourself something over and over, you're convincing yourself to believe a thing. If I know who I am, why do I have to convince myself to be that person? It's like you're giving your mind the permission to believe. So if you say a thing multiple times, you're giving your mind permission to believe that it is a thing. That's what you're doing. That ain't what we want. What we want is, I'm sorry guys, kicking the camera. What we want is to already know. So when I step in that mirror and I say, I am beautiful, I already believe that because I had to heal some things that kept me from believing it. So now when I say it, I believe that. When I say what I say, I mean what I say. I am who I am. See, I am finally her because I learned to accept that everything that I went through and everything that I was taught was a lie to keep me from operating in my purpose. But now that I am here, my job is to teach you and to show you the best version of me, to show you how I went through the same things that you went through in life and how I came out on the other side. See, everybody see me and they see my glory, but they don't know my story. And the reason why you don't know my story, because it's not of importance. It's important for the people that it needs to be important for. See, everybody don't get your testimony. It's important for the people that needs to know. So when you're on my live, I don't come on live just to be coming on live. And I tell people this, and the people that really get to know me and understand where I'm coming from understands that I am here to deliver a message. I am here to do a job. I don't come on live to just say, hey, I'm here. Look at me. Let's talk. I need follow. I don't care nothing about that because everything's going to come. This will not pay a bill for me. God pays my bills. This does not pay a bill for me. God pays my bill. Everything that I want, God provides for me. So literally, when I say I come on here, I really come on here in the hopes, when I say my prayer before I hit live, that God, bring the people that need to hear this. Lord, use me. Allow me to speak and say a thing to help heal the next person. See, that's the difference between myself and a lot of other people. I am here to help heal and to make sure that you get the healing that you need, so therefore you can start operating your purpose and you can go out. See, everything is about everything has its own thing, I guess. This is the reason why I say it like that is, if you have an idea or you have a mission of what you're looking for, right? You want to come on your platform and you just want to, whatever it is, you want more followers, you want more, whatever you want to get paid or whatever it is, then you're going to deliver the things that need to be delivered so you can accomplish that goal. So for me, thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follows. Thank y'all so much. Come on, let's keep it going. For me, I come on in the hopes of that I'm going to do my job, which is to help heal others. However, for the ones that stay, and if I can trigger that awakening of healing for you, that is all my job is. I'm not here trying to do anything else. So when I tell you a thing, I do mean that thing. So back to what I was saying with the whole mustard seed of what it is that you want. What are you going to plant? What do you want? What is it that you're looking for? Say the thing. Say it. Say that thing. Say it. Now operate in that thing, but don't control that thing. Don't control it at all. Don't ask God for something and then you want to control it. You can't do that. How you going to do that? So if you believe you're beautiful, say it. If you believe you're successful, say it. You want to open a business? I don't know what you're waiting on. If you want to open a business, open a business. But stop trying to control what it is. Plant the seed. Open the business. That's planting the seed. Open the business. That's planting the seed. You already talked to God. God had already told you was going to be successful. So open it. But do not dictate and control the way that it's supposed to unfold. See, a lot of us get it twisted. We start looking at everybody else. Y'all want to be content creators and things like that, then fine. But you looking at everybody else and how they did it. You getting the techniques. You getting the, well, they did this, they did that. First you start off with teaching people how to love themselves. The next thing you know, you teaching people how to do this. The next thing you know, you got backdrops. The next thing you know, you're doing praise and worship. You're doing all these different things, but at the same time, who are you? See, because you stepped away from what your main purpose was, what your main job was, so you could get in with everybody else. Let me switch it up. Now you want to change to get an audience that's not for you in the first place. You want to get an audience that's not for you in the first place, and you think you're going to be successful. I don't care how many followers you buy. I don't care what you do. I don't care how many times you switch it up. That is not your route. You done got off your path. Get back on your path. Whatever you ask God about, you ask him about the business. If your business is to do hair, then do that. Don't go in there talking about I'm going to sell some t-shirts, some CDs, and I'm going to open up a rap studio on the back. What? No. Stick to the plan. Trust the process. It's going to take long. It seemed like every time that God has got his, he's in the mix, it seemed like it takes longer and it takes longer. And it's like, God, why we can't be like that? Because the ones that's like that loses it just like that. And a lot of people that you think got it like that actually been working on their craft for about 20 years. And it was their time. See, nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that part. Nobody want to hear that part. When y'all see rappers out of nowhere and all of a sudden they just blow up, or, you know, content creators and they just blow up, and how y'all look at it like, oh no, just overnight success. It wasn't an overnight success. It was 10 years in the making. It was just finally their time. When is your time? Focus on your time. When you focus on your time, I'm telling you, when you really focus on your time, just your time, nobody else's time. When you minding your business and working on your craft and not switching up to cater to everybody, be a people pleaser, when you learn how to love yourself and trust yourself, then that's when your overnight success, that people are going to say it was an overnight success, but they have no idea that you've been working on it all these years. You've been working on it all these years. You've been putting in the hard work and the labor. People think that all of a sudden, like, oh man, now you got it all together. Man, look at you. Look what you do. You don't understand. I've been putting in work since I was 14. I've been putting in work. But because you don't know my story, you see my glory, but you don't know my story, you just assume that, oh, overnight, man, last time I seen her, she was doing this, and man, she was doing this. Yeah, she got this, and she got that. She always had. No, it was a work in progress. Not saying since I was 14, that's when I had my first job. See, before then, when I was 7 years old, going to people's houses, washing dishes and stuff, what was happening then, see, I was making money then. It's not even so much that I was a hustler. What I was doing in those times, and I didn't know it now, is what I was doing is developing a part of me, which is the part of me that work hard, my work ethic. I was developing that. I was developing leadership style, a leadership. I was developing my own leadership style. I knew how to operate without supervision, even from a young baby. I knew how to operate and do the things that I needed to do. I knew that if I needed some money or whatever, I knew I needed to go to work. See, it wasn't about a hustle. It wasn't about, well, I'll go do any and everything to get some money. No. See, as a child, I even knew at 7 years old, I knew that, hey, thank you so much. I knew that I needed to do something. And it wasn't that I'll do anything or do this to get ahead. No. I knew I had to do something. And when I did something, what I did was I always took it back to God. Like, well, God, if I do this or if I do that, yeah, that job washing those dishes may have got me $2, right? But guess what? God multiplied it for me. Whatever it is that I was looking for, when I wanted something, when I sat back and I want a new bike and I want this and I want that at 8 years old and whatever, and I go wash dishes, I sit back, say, if I go to 3 people's houses, wash their dishes, clean their kitchen, then that's $2, okay? So now 3 houses, 2, 4, 6, go, okay, God, I'm far away from a bike, but all of a sudden when I'm done, I got enough to go get me a bike. It's because I was diligent and I always went back to him. See, I planted the seed, and the seed was, Lord, I'm going to work. I'm going to work. And God always honored me and gave me the things because I always took it back to him. See, this is the thing. Even as a child, see, I knew about tithing. A lot of people get this tithing thing mixed up and they go and they run. They say, God said, give the 10% and this, that, and the third of your check. And it's of the net worth and it's of the gross, the entirety, right? And you got to go from this, that, and the third. And then y'all sitting around like, man, I'm so broke. How am I supposed to do that? I'm barely making ends meet. And they like, well, God gonna provide. And those pastors tell you this, that, and the third, this, that, this. How about if I told you just like I thought about it and I ain't never had no issues about it? It ain't about the money. See, everybody make things about the money. It ain't about the money. It ain't about the money. It ain't about me going ahead and, hey, let me give you my money. Everything is not about money. It's what we created to be. We created to be about money. We created to and wanted to be about money. Now, you do what you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what always works for me. You know what I mean? So I've always tithed, and it wasn't always to a church. Do you understand what I'm saying? It wasn't always money. My tithing is because I was always available to help the person. The whole purpose of the building of worship, because you are the church, the whole purpose of that is to be the storehouse when people need you. So guess what? God allowed me to be a storehouse for people, and I always showed up and did what I was supposed to do. So when people tell you, you have to go to God and ask him, what is it that you need me to do? versus you telling me what you want me to do, because I'm not paying for your clothes. I'm not paying for your trips to out of town. I'm not paying for you to go to another conference and then you get paying for your hotel so your mistress can be in the hotel. But see, that's another story. Don't get me started on that. I'm not doing it. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the shares. Wherever God called you to be, make sure you show up. And I always show up. I ain't doing no showing out, but I always show up, because what I learned, see, that was the problem. I used to show up and show out. And this is what I mean by that. Meaning that God called me somewhere, I'll show up and then I go and do extra. I'm talking about all he told me to do is show up and deliver a message. But now I want to go feed the hungry. I want to go feed this and I want to go feed that. Yeah, that's a great thing to do, but that's not what I was called to do. People think that you have to do something, that you have to, well, that's of God. If you don't, hey, what's going on, country boy? And you have to do this, you have to do that. That's of God. God always did. God said, love your neighbor. God said this, that. Yeah, he said, love your neighbor, but he didn't say you had to be friends. He didn't say you had to give them all your money. Hold on, we about to switch sides because the sun coming out. You know, the sun loves me. The sun loves chocolate. The sun loves chocolate. Hold on. Let me get me right. The sun loves some chocolate. Yeah. So, okay, God. But no, back to what I was saying. Like, listen. Just because it's a good deed, you think you did a good deed, that don't mean God sent you to do that good deed. Now you sitting there mad, pouting like all my money gone. I done gave him my last. God, can you please pay my bill for me? Can you please do this? And then y'all get on social media and tell everybody I gave them my last and I ain't even have it. And now I ain't got it, and now they out there partying and having a good time, and I'm over here about to lose my house. God is always going to send a ram in the bush, but however, what he's going to do is teach you a lesson. Ain't nobody told you to get them your last. You have to know who is sent by God and who is not sent by God. You chose to think because, oh, well, you know, this is God-like. I'm a Christian. I'm going to do right. No, that's not. You have to know, and that's called people pleasing. That's something that you need to heal from, because you're treating people the way that you want to be treated. But guess what? Nobody treated you good. God did not tell you to give them your last money. Yeah, everything good is not God. So you got to know what you're going to give and who you're supposed to give it to. You just can't pick and choose. Listen, God filled your cup up. People think because, well, you blessed, you're supposed to bless others. That's not what that means. I don't care if you did win the lottery. Hit them with the Nicky. No, I don't care if you did win the lottery. That does not mean that God filled your cup up. So whatever it is, you done got $1 million from somehow. God blessed you with $1 million, and guess what? That's your cup. You're never supposed to pour from your cup. That's your cup. How can he give you what he need to give you? That is your cup. Now, when it overflows, what happens when the cup overflows? That you got so much money you don't know what to do with it. It still don't mean to go out and give it to everybody. You know what it means? You become the storehouse. God will make your cup overflow because he needs you to help his people, not the people that you pick and choose. You just can't pick and choose like, well, I got extra. I'm going to go ahead and buy my cousin a house, my auntie a house, my this, that, and the third. And you're going to be broke because it's not for them. He'll send you. He's going to send the people to you that you're supposed to give the overflow to. It's just going to be right on time because you're going to have a dream about it. Let me tell you how it's going to go. You're going to have a dream about it. You're going to be sitting around. You're going to constantly see the same commercial. You're going to constantly see the same thing constantly come to mind. Like this is going to constantly come to mind. And then when that person show up, you're going to be like, you're the one. We're here. All you need to say is, I've been waiting on you. Because you already knew it was coming. That's it. And you give them just exactly what they need. Just the same way with you. When you know that you need something, all of a sudden you get a check for the exact amount, but you always have a little bit over. It don't be a lot over. It probably be some pennies left over or whatever. But God always give it to you. It's kind of letting you know that, hey, I just filled your cup and here's your overflow. Right on time. Right on time. Everything is going to come right on time. Just because you got it don't mean that it's everybody else's. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the follows. Come on in. Y'all got to know when is when, what is what, and who is who. Because just as quick as you get that money, guess what the enemy say? Because I told you the enemy is always doing his job. Let me recap this for the ones that's new. One thing about the enemy one-on-one, he's going to always do his job. He's not going to let anybody interfere with his job. He's going to show up all the time and show out. The enemy, he don't sleep. He don't get tired. He holds formations and meetings all day, every day, all day, every day. He sits on the council. He sits in the meetings. When God having a meeting, he sits at the table. See, how do you think he got a hold of Job? God offered him. God offered Job. You think God was like, hey, Satan, come here. No, he was at the table. He's everywhere. He is where everything will be. Whenever there is good, there's always evil. He's going to show up and show out and hold a concert by humiliating you, by making you feel guilt and shame. See, the concert is the guilt, shame, and the humiliation. That's the concert that's going on in your head, that's going on in your aura, that's going on in your surrounding. That's what the enemy do. And guess what? He's having a good time, and every spirit that's attached to you is praising him and doing a praise dance to him. Do you understand? So that's one-on-one with the enemy. So stop trying to outsmart him. Stop trying to beat him. Stop trying to do anything. Let him do his job, because he's going to do it anyway. He's minding his business. He's going to do his job. He's going to do his job. He's going to stand there. He's going to do the best of his job. Matter of fact, he's going to get paid real good money to do his job. And that concert that's going to be held in your head with all your personalities, and it's not your, and you thinking it's your personality, it's not your personality, with all the spirits that's up there having a good time, sitting up here, having a party in your head, the guilt, shame, and the humility, all that stuff that's going on in your head, that's having all this, got you going crazy. Yeah, that's him. He's doing his job. And the whole time you stop doing yours. How dumb is that? Why do we do that? When the enemy attack us, we start doing our job. What do we mean by that? We stop praying. We stop focusing. We stop, speaking positive. We stopped everything, which is our job, is to praise God throughout anything, throughout the storm and everything. See, it's hard to do when you don't have the understanding. The understanding is this. Let me tell you what the understanding is. When you get to the point, and you can't get there until you heal, when you get to the point of understanding that these things are not happening to you, it's happening through you, are happening for you, that what you want in life has nothing to do with what God's plan is. When you get to the point and you realize that, okay, it's not about me. Ain't nothing that's happening to me right now about me. I am being used in this situation for God's glory. When you get to that point and realize it, then you'll be able to sit back and continue to do your job. Let me explain something to you. When I say everything that could have went wrong, been going wrong with me since April, I decided to stop working, right? I decided to trust in God. Me and God had a conversation. He's like, all right, cool. And I'm like, all right, cool. And we having our conversation. I'm like, all right. Let me tell you something. When I realized, because I healed, I went through so much healing. I went through so much, you guys. Let me explain something to you. I went through what we talk about as the dark night of the soul. I went through some things because I had to unlearn some things, and I had to trust God, learn to trust God, and I had to learn to operate in my purpose. So when I started operating in my purpose, I learned that I don't question God no more. If God came to me, because he had been coming to me for the last 2 years about this job thing, and I'm like, okay, when the time comes. So my time came. I didn't question it. I didn't say, God, is this it? Is that? Nope. I was just like, all right. Because I know that now I can totally trust him. I'm going to continue to do my job. So I did that. Thank y'all for the follow. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. And then after that happened, you're supposed to get your last checks and things like that. Well, I didn't get mine. And I'm like, okay, well, God, well, you know what? Not even mad. The before me, I would have been mad, like, where's my check? And this, I just said, you know what, God, I know you got me. See, that's how I kept defeating the enemy. The enemy came back and he was like, yep, that ain't gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening. And I said, yeah, okay. Then my lawnmower went down. Now, I ain't working no more. Now I'm a riding lawnmower. I got over 4 acres. So I'm like, okay. And I live on an HOA, so I got to keep my grass cut, right? So I don't need another bill or somebody coming to cut the grass, because I got all the tools that I need. And it went down. Not only did it go down, I had to buy a pulley, and then I had to buy another pulley, and then the belt snapped. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Fine. All right, God. Now it's time for my son's graduation, and it's time to be catered. I got to pay the caterer. I have to pay her, and I'm like, okay, I ain't getting no check, so how I'm going to pay her? Now I got all these people coming down. I got this graduation going on, and I'm like, okay, now I ain't working no more. Now all this stuff is just adding up. And I said, okay, well, fine. You know what? All right, cool, God, I'm still trusting you. I'm telling you throughout all this. And let me tell you how it got so good, because it is to show that I am who I say I am. When I teach you guys, when you heal, you learn to look at things differently. I sat back and I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go to sleep, because ain't nothing I can do in this fight. This is all spiritual. I can't do nothing. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And that's what I did. I would go to sleep, but I didn't get depressed. I went into bed like, oh, I got to stay. No. I got back up and I was like, okay, well, let me plan my trips. Now, remind you, I'm over here sitting here, but God told me I can go on a trip. So I'm like, well, let me plan my trip, because God, I know you got all of this. I don't even know what's going on, because before me, I'd be like, what I'm planning the trip for? You ain't got, no, because I know my Father got me and he's always had me, right? So now my truck got an F-150. You know, I got it for around the house, to do things around the house, because I don't know nobody here. So when I need stuff done, I need to go get it done. Now all of a sudden it's acting up, and I said, okay. So when I tell you everything that's been happening to me, it's just been back to back, and I'm like, okay. So now I got the party going. Everybody's here for the party. We having a good time because God came through and he provided. And so then now my truck, now I got every man here. And I do everything myself, because my daddy taught me how to take care of myself. Hey, Nina, what up? My dad taught me how to take care of myself. So I'm like, all right, cool. I know what it is. I know it's the battery, this, that, and the third. So, but I got males here, and all of them, jumped around and like, no, this is what it got to be. You got to test this, and the third. So everything that I do, I teach my son how to do. And of course, I went and got a battery, came back. I let the guys put it in. So I'm like, okay. Then guess what? Yeah. It don't work. Now, all of a sudden, my steering wheel is locking up. Now I'm like, okay, how has it affected my power steering? How does that even happen? Well, guess what? It was happening. So I said, okay, don't worry about it. Just close the hood. I'll deal with it. Now it's raining back to back. I said, okay. How I'm gonna fix this truck, because now I gotta get all these parts for this lawnmower, and I also want to get another riding lawnmower, and I also want to fix my truck. So I'm gonna get this guy, and the enemy keep coming, but how I combat him is by keep operating in my purpose. I keep doing what I'm supposed to do, not getting upset, because I know this is not happening to me, it's happening for me. I know that this is only happening to get me out of character. And then I had family down, and then I had a whole situation of drama going on. I had a family member that just stirred up everything, had me almost about to come out of character, but I had to remember. These are all my tests. Are you who you say you are? Even though this family member said, oh, she's not who she says she is. Even though everything that was going on, I had to still, despite everything that happened to me, all the lies that were put on me, all the things, everything that came up against me, everything that I went throughout the week, because I did not show it, because I did not freak out, because I continued to operate my purpose. People think like, oh man, your life is easy. I got problems, man. I'm going through some stuff, and so am I, bruh. So am I, ma'am. So am I. But what I learned is, because I know who he is. He is I am. So when that problem came, I am got me, and I am who I say I am, because I am said that I am. That's it. I don't go looking for the right words. I don't go stand in the mirror with no affirmation saying, I don't go doing that. I don't go, repeating this and going repeating that. No. How you defeat the enemy, sweetheart, is that you know who you is, and you stand in there and say, okay, God, you trust in God. See, I don't worry about all that extra stuff. I don't have to go find the best scriptures and speak it out into the enemy and this, that, and the third. Because this is what I do understand. God gave us the power, right? He gave us the power to be able to speak to a thing and turn it loose, to be able to rid it, to be able to cast it out, to be able to rebuke it, to be able to send it into dry places that it can't attach to anyone else. He taught us, he told us, and that we are a creation of him in his likeness. So therefore, I don't have to walk around with no Bible. I don't have to walk around spitting words. I don't have to do any of that. I love you more, baby girl. Hey, you, I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you, Meg. I'm coming to see you. I was going to text you later. I'll tell you about it. But I don't have to do all that. I combat. Thank you. Hey. I combat the enemy by being and standing in my power. You could throw everything that you need at me, sir. I know God got me. I know that you can't take anything from me. When people say God give it, then he'll take it away. Well, if that's what you want to believe, then fine. God don't take nothing away. If he gave it to you, he don't take nothing away. It's just kind of like you got your master's degree, you got a great job. You can get fired from that job, get left from that job, but the knowledge is still there. The knowledge is still there. The power is within you. Go get another job. Matter of fact, what God is telling you is open up your own business. Open your own business. Thank you so much. Yeah. So with that, what I need y'all to understand is that the power is within you. Things are going to happen. When the enemy comes, you don't have to stand toe to toe. I wish I would stand toe to toe. Listen, even when that young man came on here trying to attack me on my live, okay. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. You know, things were said and said what it said, but what the enemy trying to do is cast the whole guilt, shame, all these things. I wasn't convicted by any of that because I understood what the task was. It had nothing to do with him. Had nothing to do with him. The enemy wanted to reveal, are you who you say you are? That is my test of everything lately. Everything has been to test to see, am I who I say I am? That's it. That is it. If I get to the point that, listen, when if I finally do snap, that's what the enemy want. He want me to be who I was, right? Or come out of character, right? I'll be left alone. I'm talking about the pressure be up off me. He wouldn't, because that's what he's trying to prove to people, that she is not who she says she is. So that's why everybody that's coming up against me are the people that try and come up against me, which I don't have a lot of people coming up against me because I'm not a problem person. Like I am the true definition of mind my business. I don't bother anybody. I'm not coming on your platform to bother you. I'm not going to put a comment under your comments, your pictures, your stuff. I don't care if I dislike it or don't like it. I don't get up under that. I'm not going to put a comment. I'm not going to say anything because it ain't my business. If you crying and freaking out and you doing this, guess what? That ain't my business. People think that, oh, if you see someone crying, go cater to them. Oh, go ahead if you want to. Go put your hands around. You don't know what you're putting your hands around. Did God send you to that person? If he didn't send you to that person, go about your business. God will bring what needs to be brought to you for you to do your job. And until you learn that, you're going to have problems, baby. You're going to have problems. Mind your business. Do the job that God have you to do. Combat the enemy by doing what you're supposed to do. You don't do anything else. You don't go after people. You don't go attack them. They make you mad. You don't go and report their page. You don't go and put your 2 cents under somebody's comment because of the fact. Who are you? What's coming out your mouth is only opinion. It's not a fact. That's how you feel. And if that's how you feel, who cares? Now, with that being said, learn how to mind your business. Combat the enemy by just standing your ground, being who you're called to be, being who you're supposed to be. Thank you for the follow. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. My job only is to invoke, and listen, I ain't even gonna use that word. I don't think that's the right word for it. My job is to help you understand who you are, whose you are, and how to tap into your purpose. And teaching you how to tap into your purpose, that means I'm teaching you how to heal the things that's stopping you from getting into your purpose and on your path. That's stopping you from believing in yourself. My job is to thrust you into your awakening. And that awakening is to teach you who you are. That awakening is to teach you that, hey, God has been talking to you all this time. Thank y'all for the gift. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. God has been talking to y'all all this time. So when you gonna listen? So then he sends his messengers. Everybody, I can't tell you if you're a messenger or not. I can't tell you if God is using you or not because I'm minding my business. I know what my job is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Listen, I can tell you what your job is. If God told you to open up a recovery center, if God told you to go on and talk about your drug addictions that you had, but you're too afraid because a lot of people didn't know that you were on certain type of drugs and different things. So therefore, you don't want people in your business, but you feel this pull to talk about it. If you want to talk about reform, you want to teach people what you think you just been through stuff because you just that special that God said, you know what, give them a hard life. You think you're that special that the enemy said, "Oh yeah, I'm about to pick that one right there." No, if the enemy is bothering you, that means that you are something that he needs to tear down. Because if you ever find out who you are, the greatness that will come upon this world. See, your job is not to just for you to be successful. Your job is to be a piece of this world being successful. Yeah, that's the part that you don't understand. So when you get into that part of that healing and learning who you are and awakening to who you are, then you'll understand you're needed in much bigger places than where your mind keep telling you where you need to be. So you think like, well, I've been it. You know what? I'll just be a hood celebrity. But you're supposed to be over nations. The nation's supposed to know you, and you just trying to be known in Memphis or known in Detroit. The nation's supposed to know you. And it ain't because you're going to be the best rapper alive. It's because the words that you speak. See, you speak those words and put them into rap lyrics and put them on a track. But then honestly, take the track away. Take the beat away. Take all that away and give you a mic. You are there to heal other people because of the way you know how to speak it and talk it. You've been there, you've done that. I'm talking about if you're a real rapper, y'all get on, grab a mic and be like, hey, y'all done got SHOT 20 times and all you did was went to the doctor and got a needle, the shot from a needle, and y'all talking about some, y'all done went down to the doggone prison to just do a tour, and you letting people know you've been locked up for 50 years. I don't know. I ain't talking about the fake ones. I'm talking about the ones that did it, that jumped off the porch and they got it out the mud. I'm talking to those ones. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that's supposed to be known by nations. I'm just saying, thank y'all for the follow. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. So it's so important for you to understand what it is. Your purpose is so much bigger than what you think it is. Your purpose is so much bigger than what you think it is. I got a little sister right now. And matter of fact, Meg, if you still on there, that can do some makeup out of this world, but she's supposed to be doing makeup. She's supposed to be hooking up celebrities. She's supposed to be out there doing things, but it's going to break way that she's going to get there. That's how much I see in her, and I know that is who she's supposed to be. I believe in that. I got friends out here that doggone, I don't know. They can just, the creative mind, they can just see it and put it together and don't even know that you're supposed to be this fashion designer. See, you're not just supposed to be anybody's fashion designer. You're supposed to have your own fashion designing company that people are going to seek you, not you. Hey, can you wear this and take a picture and say and put a comment? No. They're going to be knocking down your door because this is who you are. See, when you step into your purpose, for me, I don't go looking for nothing. Just like I said, with everything that went on and everything that went on, guess what? Everything still got paid for. Everything still came through. Everything, once they left, I fixed my own battery. Should have did that in the first place. And then I'm able to go on my trip because I chose to focus. I know what this is. I know this is the enemy trying to get me frustrated because of everything that's going on in my life. But I'm not breaking. I've been down that road before. I've been down the road of being broken when something is going on. I go to my room, I cry, and I get depressed, and I pray, and I look crazy. I lose weight. And when I was smoking cigarettes, just smoking cigarettes back to back to back to back to back to back, drinking coffee. But see, I'm not in that place anymore. So I already know, and I'm not in a place of confusion and not knowing who I am, that when stuff get hard, I pick up my Bible and I just rock back and forth and I just read it. See, I understand that, that's something that we tell ourselves we have to do, Lord. We're giving ourselves permission to do. We're giving ourselves permission to, believe in ourselves when we pick up the Bible when we're going through something. But what if I told you the Bible is a good place? Don't you ever, it's the biggest prophecy of all. Don't you ever not read your Bible? Well, what I'm telling you is the power is within you. Once you release the control of believing that, hey, woe me, this is happening to me, all these things are happening to me. Once you release that control and allow life to just be, allow the enemy to do his job, and you decide to do your job, I'm telling you, you'll be a whole lot better. It's the part that I had to release, all that to say, you know what, it is what it is. I can't control nothing. I'm not even about to try and control it. I already know, once I understood the mission, that the enemy, his mission keeps going. He don't stop. His mission doesn't stop. His mission doesn't stop. Thank y'all for the like, shares, and follows. His mission don't stop. He continues to work. I had to learn that as long as he's working, why am I stopping? Why would I sit back and say, man, I'm defeated, I'm done, and you keep coming for me, woe me, oh God, woe me, rocking back and forth. Whoa, no, this is when you work the hardest. See, this is when you continue working harder. Matter of fact, when the enemy come, you just say, okay, let me work a little bit harder on minding my business and doing what I got to do. Let me work a little bit harder pouring into myself a whole lot more. Let me work a little bit harder of focusing, because of the fact if the enemy has gotten in the line of sight for me, and therefore I've been minding my business, and all of a sudden I see the enemy tricks and trade, that means that I done stopped doing what I'm supposed to be doing. See, when you minding your business, you don't focus on what the enemy doing. So when you start noticing what the enemy doing and things happening to you, that means you ain't minding your business. Okay? That means that you need to doggone get back on there. Okay, now. I'm just checking. Thank you. Oh, I didn't mean to send anybody an invitation. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to scroll. So disregard the invite. I'm sorry. But yeah. So that's what I need everybody to understand. You need to understand, what is your purpose. Find your purpose. And if you want to know, like I said, before I forget, because I always forget, listen, I always forget to promote myself. I promote everybody. I forget to promote myself. Listen, I wrote a book called Trinity Walk to Self-Love. Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble website. This book here, yeah, my book. This book is to help others identify, help them along their self-love journey. During your healing journey, I gave you my testimony and my tips and my trades on different things that I did to get me there. In this process right now, I'm working on the workbook to get that pushed out. Also, I do life coaching. Your first session with me is totally free, and that is so I can get an understanding. We're going to talk about something. I don't even put a limit on it, but at the same time, it is so I can get a full understanding of what it is, because I may not be able to help you, and if I can't help you, I'm going to refer you out to someone that can. I also do personal training. I do a lot. Go to my website. It's in my bio. My book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love, is on Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble website. If you need life coaching, I also travel and do group sessions. So you guys just go on my website, send a message through my website, or DM me here. I learned how to check the DM, the message request, because I was getting a lot of message requests that I didn't know. Told you I'm not a social media person. I only get on here to give the message, and after that, I get off of here. You won't see me on here daily unless I got a message for you. Thank you, Motivational Michelle, because you know, I'll be about to promote everybody, and even with you guys. Right now, look in the comments. Her name is Motivation Michelle. She has a podcast. Go ahead. If you ain't got Spotify, go ahead and download it. Go to her website, get her link so you can start listening to her podcast. My podcast and all these lives will be up on my YouTube video. So you guys look at the link, get the YouTube, go ahead and subscribe there. Subscribe to hers as well. Motivation Michelle, go ahead and put the name of your podcast in the comments, and you guys go there. We support each other. That's all I'm about, is supporting each other. So anything that's going to cause you to fall into your purpose, that's going to help you get into your purpose, this is what it's all about. So I done said all that because I always forget to promote myself, but I promote everybody's. And also, if you're in the Atlanta area, her name is Naisha Nicole. She's a lastician, and I think she does something with the skin. I'm not sure. Naisha, go ahead and let us know where you at and what you do. And if anybody else got some, DM me or either put it here and promote it. But back to what I'm saying. Hey, happy Friday. Back to what I'm saying. Y'all got to learn how to do your own job. Man, I'm so good at my job. Listen, I became so good at my job. And I'm not talking about the physical material world job. I'm talking about my spiritual job, which is my purpose, meaning mind my business and to teach. Mind my business and to be an example. Mind my business and to stay in alignment. Mind my business and to show you how to get into alignment. That is my job. My job is not to be here arguing with you. My job is not to prove to you that I'm better than you. My job, because I listen, it's not an argument. I'm not going to argue with who's better and who ain't better. I'm better because it's my life. This is my life. So who can be better at my life than me? Oh my goodness, y'all be driving me crazy. Who gonna out content the next person? Okay, I don't know if I said it wrong or not, but sorry, not. But yeah, who's going to do it better than me? Who's going to do my life better than me? So why am I worrying about what somebody else got to say about how I'm doing something? If God told me to do it, then I'm going to do it. Now, when you see my glory, don't sit and say, oh, well, she ain't who she say she is. I'm everything that I say I am. Matter of fact, I don't give myself enough credit. That's why I have the things and able to operate the way that I am. You're not going to be able in this season. See, it was a season in my life that you can come tell me something about myself, and then I'll get in my emotions, have low self-esteem, and be sitting back. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. Sitting back, questioning myself, thinking to myself, and the whole time, I am that chick. Well, they was trying to make sure that I didn't know I was that chick, because if I knew I was that chick, then when we go out, then guess what? I would outshine them. So if they can keep me small, that means that they can outshine everybody that's around me. But see, I am the group. I am the table. I'm the table that can see the table of 12. I am her. I am that chick. So when I learned that I am her, do you know how many enemies came upon me? Came upon thou'th? Yeah. Because I stepped into my power. Thank you, Nina. I stepped into my power. Stepping in your power don't mean that I'm going to be storm off of X-Men. Be out here zooming stuff. No. Stepping in my power is that I believe what I say. I believe in me. Stepping in your power is you believing in yourself. Do you believe in you? If you don't believe in you, why would you think somebody else want to believe in you? Just because you can speak it, you can talk it? Walk it like I talk it. Talk it like I walk it. Because you can speak it. But you don't have the common sense, baby, to know that you are the full problem. You out here lying to folks by pretending to be somebody that you're not. And then when you get challenged, right? Remember, you a bad chick. You a bad chick. And the first time somebody disagree with something, or they dislike something that you got on, or they make you feel small, now you cussing them out. You want to fight them. You want to do all these different things. Now you want to get mad. Now you want to do all these different things, but you a bad chick. See, bad chicks don't get mad. They know who they are, and they understand that their haters are going to be there. There's nothing you can do about it. The enemy is going to be there. It's nothing I can do about it. The enemy will always be there. It's nothing I can do about it. I can't do anything. I can shut them down, and they're still going to be there. Listen, my son's graduation, I had the enemy in my home sitting around plotting and planning against me, and that enemy was my own family. It's plotting and planning against me the whole time. But guess what I did? Continue to be who I am. Everything that person tried to do to lie and tear me down, I let them be. Because they're doing their job. Just like when Jesus told him, what is Judas? Everybody thought, like, okay, he's talking to Judas, talking about, go ahead and flee. Go ahead. Sent him on. It was Satan. He was there. Yeah, he may have been operating in Judas, but take the physical out and speak to the spiritual. I know you're here. You had to get here. It was no way you were allowed in this home. You had to wait until I had a thing that I would not deny anyone, because my home is so protected. I allowed you in. See, the enemy can't come into my home. I allowed it in. And when I allowed it in, I understood that his whole job was to come to seek and destroy. To seek and destroy. So I allowed it in, knowing that I have to make sure that I stay on everything. Meaning that I know who I am. I know what's going on. I know you're here. But I have to stand in my power of believing that you cannot destroy anything unless I allow you to. Oh, trust and believe. She showed out. She showed out. People think that I had the best time ever. No. But it did. Because I'm not going to let it defeat me. And that's the thing. When you allow it in, how are you going to handle it when it get in? When it get in, are you going to fight it? What I look like? I let you in. If you let the enemy in, why are you fighting the enemy? You let it out the same way you let it in. But you're not going to get to that point until you start to heal. And then you'll understand what I mean. Because a lot of people, it's easier said than done. No, it's not. See, I had to go through things. I had to go through my healing process. And I had to go through my dark night of the soul. I had to go through my awakening. I had to go through all of that to get to this point right now to be able to sit and tell you that. However, it was not easy. It was the worst thing ever. I cried every day, all day. Just when I thought I was coming up and being all right, guess what? I'm feeling good today, and guess what? Crying again. I'm getting thrust. People coming, people poking, people doing these things, hurting me. Hey, Brandy, DM me so we can have a personal one-on-one. But yeah, so I can teach you techniques that I used and how to identify. And like I said, I do life coaching, free life coaching. The first session is free, so that's something that you can link up with and sign up for. But yeah, I had to get to that point. I had to go through it to be able to get to the point. So now I can sit here and tell you, see, my job is not my job. See, when God called you, when you have your Lazarus moment, and when he called you to the front of the tomb, call you out the tomb, like, come on, it's time. Your time has come. Your hour has come. See, remember, Jesus couldn't do certain things because his hour had not come yet. So therefore, when my hour came, I had to go through this process. Because it has nothing to do with me. I had to get over the fact that I don't want to speak on social media. I had to I didn't even have social media. I ain't want nothing to do with it. I don't like social media. It just wasn't my thing. Then I had to get over the fact of being able to speak. I had to get over the fact of all these things because my job was so much bigger than what I thought. What I thought was, well, I'll just get on, okay, God, you want me to get on? I'm going to teach people just, how to work out or whatever. No. It was much bigger than that. See, when you go through your awakening, when you heal, see, you get into your purpose, and people think that their purpose is their passion, but we talk about that enough. I'm so tired of talking about that. And they don't understand their purpose is leadership. Whenever God calls you into purpose, your purpose is leadership. For the ones that love to stay in the back, like myself, I don't want to be bothered. I was being called into my leadership position. A lot of people think that, you got to get on the platform, you got to get in the pulpit, you got to be a minister. Well, let me be an evangelist. Let me start getting involved with the church. Let me go door to door and teach people. Let me go and do this. Let me be a servant of the Lord this way, this, that. No, I'm a servant of the Lord the way that he calls me to be. And so he said I need to call because I'm a healer. And no, I'm not no witchcraft healer. Come put your hands on you, then put your something in a jar and send it on, light a candle. No. I'm a healer because of the things that I went through. I know how to help you heal. My testimony is what healed. It has nothing to do with everything else. It's the testimony that helps heal. That's why it's so important for you to tell your story, but you're not supposed to tell your story to everybody. Everybody don't deserve your story. Your story is not for everybody. My story is to help heal the person that needs to heal. 9 times out of 10, the people that come on here, they're usually, I'm speaking of something that they're going through. And you're supposed to be here. Hold on, let me fix my puzzle. Now, let me fix my puzzle. Hey, I done fixed my puzzle. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for the likes, shares, the gifts, the follows. Thank y'all for all of that, man. I'm telling you, we having a good time. But at the same time, I like to stay on topic because, well, not so much stay on topic. I just go with the flow of what it is. And I don't just sit and make up things. That's why I say I come on to give a message and I leave. So we are healers. When God calls you into purpose, you're healing. Healing does not always mean of the sick and it is just of the mind. So I may be a healer of the mind, teaching you how to take control of your mind, but you may be a healer of the physical. You may teach them how to relax their bodies. You may be a healer of whatever it is. At the end of the day, when we step into our purpose, it is a leadership position. It is to do what he called us to do and lead others. Does not mean that you got to be somebody pastor. Does not mean that you got to go pretend and go read a couple of scriptures and get on here and speak it. That's not what it means. I don't come on here with a whole thought of what I want to talk about. I did it twice. One time purposely because I wanted to teach something and I taught something. But when my very first live, what I did was I wrote out what I wanted to talk about. And, first time going live, like I thought it had to be like super professional. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got this, right? Go ahead, live it. And so, that's not what it was. I didn't even feel right doing this because I felt like it was a script. Because how can I say this is the prayer that I always use? Lord God, I ask that you use me. Lord God, I ask that you give me the words that I need to say. Allow the Holy Spirit to stand up in me. Allow the Holy Spirit to be bold, Lord. I ask that you allow me to step back, Lord God, and you take over to be your vessel to speak to your people, Lord God. Give me the right words to speak to your people to say. Lord God, I rebuke every enemy that's going to come up against me. I rebuke every spirit that's going to try and come up against me and cause confusion and doubt. Lord God, I rebuke it right now in the mighty name of Jesus. See, this is all the things that I'm doing, right? But yet and still, then I go with a script of how I'm going to write and what I'm going to say. How can I control what I want God to do? That was the problem. That was the problem. Someone decides not to read the Bible anymore. Well, it's a personal thing. I mean, if someone decides not to read the Bible anymore, that's just a personal thing. A lot of people, well, that's funny that you say that. So here's a testimony. I got to the point that I was like, listen, I'm over it. I was going through, so when you go through your healing process, you start questioning everything. It's just a process. Some people call it their dark night of the soul, their awakening, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, this is, for me, I was trying to figure out who I really am when I was going through my healing process. I was detaching myself away from the whole what was taught to me. I was detaching myself away from what I thought that I knew was right, and I got to know God for myself. I'm like, you know what? I want to get to know God for myself. I always said I wanted to, right? And so and that's what I did. And I disconnected myself from the Bible because I had questions like, okay, well, this was written by man. These are all the things that was going on in my head. I'm being honest with you guys. This is me. This is my testimony. I said, well, this was written by man. And then I come to find out with the King James, I went through a research stage of my own. Like, I started researching everything. Don't tell me nothing. I started researching everything. And then I learned some things about who King James actually was. And then to me, I'm starting connecting the dots. Well, of course, they would say this because he was this type of person, so of course. And then I started thinking, but what I came down to from my understanding is whatever the enemy means for bad, God will make good. So if it's in the Bible, whatever, see, that's why it says the eye of the beholder. And this is what I had to keep telling myself, the eye of the beholder. So whatever the enemy may have put up in there, it may worked for himself, right? May, with the, I don't even want to get into it, worked for himself to cause control of whatever situation that they had going on or whatever it was that was going on. But it says the eye of the beholder, see, secrets will begin to be revealed to you. And once you get, start healing and God starts speaking to you and God starts teaching you and you lean on him, you'll know what you used to read would read surface level to you, and it would make you think that it was set for a time such as this, right? Of control. But when you read deeper, see, it's secrets within it. When you read deeper, you understand that that's not what God meant at all. So it's you getting to know God yourself. It's you learning to read the Bible. And as I always teach, and I'm always going to tell you that, always take it back to Hebrew. Take it back to the Greek, the Hebrew, the Greek. Because before it became the English, it went from Hebrew, Greek to Latin to English. And throughout all of that, when you take it from Hebrew, remember, in Hebrew, it's numbers and letters. So anytime you take some numbers and letters and add it to the English dictionary, it's going to mean something totally different. And one of the examples that I like to use all the time is tell you when they say a helpmate, which is the Ezra Connect do of what a woman's supposed to be, which is a helpmate. Well, that's what it translated to. But going back to Hebrew, Greek, it was help meet. See, it meant something totally different. But the closest thing that it could mean to us in English was helpmate, which means to be the woman when we were created to be a helpmate to the man. So that's what I needed you to, I hope that made sense to you. I don't even know what her name was that asked the question. I'm going to just say I love. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. Yeah. So you have to get to know it for yourself. And things aren't going to make sense. And you're going to find yourself watching all these social media channels and things like that. And you're going to be like, well, and then you'll find yourself believing anything. But I'll tell you one thing about, as people say, the dark night of the soul, the awakening, the different things. When you go through those things, when you're learning who God is, when you're learning to be the best version of you, when you're learning to step into your purpose and into your power, and you learn these different things, this is when people think that and I'm going to say this and leave it alone. I guess it's meant for me to say. People think when God say free will that it means that, hey, you got a decision to make. Do you want to do bad or do good? But it's in those moments when you are called, when God called you, what are you going to serve? Because a lot of people go through their healing and they learn about spirituality. You got spiritual and you got spirituality, and the best way that I can break it down to you in what I understand and breaking it down is the spiritual is mean that you just disconnect completely from anything that's called religion. You are solely God based, and that is it. God, don't call me Christian, don't call me this, don't call me that. I am totally following God. And you get the understanding that with the Christianity, a lot of people believe that, well, if you believe in Jesus, you believe, that means you're Christian. Well, Christianity, the word Christianity did not come on the scene. Jesus never used that word, and I'm just putting this out here. This is something for you to go research. Did not use that word. Paul used that word. See, Paul used that word. It was something that they had to identify, and that's how they came up. They had to separate you got the Jesus believers, and then you got the ones that believe in this. So therefore, that's where the word Christianity came from. So don't get it twisted. That's why I say research everything. But anyway, with your spiritual, you start believing in just that there's God. I don't believe in all this extra stuff, because all this extra stuff is man-made. Okay? Spirituality, they define, and I don't want to say it like that because it's rude. I don't want to say pick, but they decide what God they're going to believe in, what deity or whatever it is that they're going to believe in, what it is that they're going to worship. Does not mean that they're devil worshipers. Does not mean any of those things. So let's not get it twisted, because there'll be some people that may come on here, well, if you don't believe in God, you're a devil worshiper. No, that's where the name calling is. But that's where the free will comes from. The free will comes from, and that's when and then I'm going to say this, that's when you need to learn to mind your business. God will bring you the people that you need to teach about him. Everybody is not supposed to know about him, because of the fact, why would he wants you to waste your time on a devil worshiper teaching them about him? They're going to see him through you. So mind your business. So anyway, let's go on. So now a lot of spirituality, they find their own deities, their own gods, and they worship that. Okay? Now, that's where the free will kick in. When you go through your healing journey and your dark night of the soul, as they call, or, awakening, whatever you want to call it, that's where your free will kick in. Who are you going to worship? Because when you go through that, you're going to have a bunch of things. Just all of a sudden, you're going to start finding out about all these different goddess and gods and things like that. And it's going to confuse you. That's why I say go in and find God for yourself. Get to know him for yourself. And just remember this, and this is all I'm going to say, because I can't tell you who to believe in and who not to believe in. But what I do believe is that I am. He is I am. I am. I am mean. It just does not mean that he's just saying I am. Like that, that means that he's the end all be all. What it means is that whatever it is that's out there, and this is what I had to come to terms with, is whatever it is out there. If it's a God of sun, guess what? I am. I created that. I am the God of sun. I am the sun. Do you understand? The I am is everything that you say that you trust and believe. He is that because he created that. That's where the I am come from. That's what it means. That's what it stands for. So enough about that. I just wanted to put that out there, right? Obviously, it was meant to be said, but my main thing before I get off here, and like I said, you guys, if you have not got my book, it's Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is in Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon website, and also if you need life coaching sessions, go to my website in my in my bio. And first session of life coaching with me is free. And if I can't help you with the needs that you need, I'm going to make sure I refer you to someone that can, whether personal trainer, whatever. Go on my website, get your order on, do whatever it is that you need to do. And What else? I want to make sure I promote myself, because I never do. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my YouTube. Every live that I do, I upload it on the YouTube. I got more stuff coming. I'm still writing, in the process of writing books. I got a lot going on, but I'm getting it done though. So you guys, and like I said, if you don't see me every day on here, it's not that I don't want to be on here. I only come on here if I got a message. And if I don't feel I got a message, then I'm not coming on here. My job is to help heal. It is not to entertain. It is just to help heal, and that's what I want to do. I want to do that, and I want to make sure I do that. Thank y'all for the follow. Thank y'all for the shares. Thank y'all for the comments. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. You guys are super amazing. Super, super amazing. And I hope that, you guys really, if God has been pulling on you, or tugging at you to do more. If you don't understand how to do more, so let me explain what a life coach is. A life coach is to help you organize your whole thought process, right? I am not a therapist. It is a fine line. Life coaching and therapy is very fine line. I promote therapy. Please go get you a therapist. I think it's the best thing that you can ever do. We were taught not to have one, that we can solve our problems. Do it. Life coaching is to help those ones. You got a million ideas, right? You got a million ideas, and you know that you want to do something. You know what you need to do, but now you don't know how to organize it or how to get it out, how to get you back on track. That is what I am for. I am helping you get your life in order, okay? And what is a priority and what is not a priority. But during this healing journey, I want you guys to study. I want you guys to order books, read. Knowledge is everything. Read it. I don't care if it's the Gnostics. I don't care what it is. But as I tell people, thank you so much. If you decide to get off into the Gnostic reading and different things like that, you have to, before you do that, I would just tell you, identify and know who your God is. Because you have to be strong in your own faith, because you'll waver and believe in anything. So if you're not strong in your own faith yet, don't go out and research anything else, okay? Because you'll go down a rabbit hole. And when you go down a rabbit hole, it's a constant thing, but guess what? It's never ending. It's never ending. And that's what the enemy wants you to do. Because now you're chasing a thing and you're not operating in your purpose. You're chasing a thing and not operating in your purpose. Listen, I want you guys to be great. I want you guys to remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. And if you decide to pour into others, you better make sure that your cup has already overflown. And you also better make sure you're using your discernment. I'm telling you, as Coach Nye, as your coach, use your discernment. Everybody don't get your overflow. Everyone does not get your overflow. Everyone is not entitled to your overflow. It is for you. Do you understand me? I want you to understand that, and I want you to believe it. You are so welcome. And I also want you to know that no matter what you do in life, no matter how you do it, no matter how you plan it out, you can plan it out to a T. If there is no God in it and there is no love in it, baby, it is not going to succeed. Always follow the love in everything, in your relationship, friendship, whatever kind of ship, whatever it is. I don't care if it's your job. If there's no love there, then you disconnect yourself. You go find you another job. I ain't say go in there, show your behind and say I ain't working here no more because ain't no love. Don't go in there doing that, because you ain't going to get no another job. God don't like ugly. But you only attach. You have to look at yourself that you are greater than all. You are greatness. That's how you have to look at yourself. I am greatness. So you don't just let anything attach to you. If you love it and it don't love you back, walk away. Period. End it. End it. Follow the love. The greatest gift of all is love. And if you want to know who God really is and what his real name is, when he said, our pastors tell us this, everyone will know God's name and, know who I am and before I return and yeah. And everybody's still calling him all these different names and they don't understand love. Before God returned, everyone will know about love. Have you not noticed that everybody's been talking about self-love, this, self-love, help, self-love, this, because of the fact when it's time for him to return, everyone will know his name and know who he is, and he is love. And if you don't know what love is, baby, you're not getting in nobody's kingdom or nothing. If you think because the ones that been a pastor for so long, they getting in the gates of heaven, no, they're not. Sorry. It'll be that person that that used to give everybody hell back in the day, and all of a sudden they start loving themselves and treating people kindly and treating people with love. Them gonna be the ones you're gonna be like, how little Junior get up here? What? Because you got to know what love is. Love is the highest gift of all. And why would you better than that? Why would, listen to me well, and I'm going to get off of here. Why you want to be with somebody that don't love you? You the prize. If you're a good person and you show love to people and people keep running over you, you're the prize. Why you want to be around somebody that don't want to love you back? I had to learn that. I'm the prize. What? I teach love. I am love. So, if I am love and you not love, why do I want you a part of me? And how do I let you gaslight me? Bro, get out my face. Listen. So anyway, listen. I thank y'all for all the likes. I thank y'all for all the shares. I thank you for my 100-something people I had in here at one time. Listen, we was doing it. I like that. But anyway, it doesn't matter how many people come in as long as the message can get out, right? So as I already did my closing, as you know, loving yourself, right? Pour into yourself. Follow the love. If the love is not there, then disconnect. I will see y'all next time. I may have a project that I'm doing tomorrow. I started to go live yesterday when I changed the battery in my car because I want to show you guys what operating in your purpose is. Your purpose is not my purpose. Once I healed, I had to go through all these different things. And that's what my book talk about. So I'm going to put this out there real quick. The Trinity Walk to Self-Love for me. I created this 3-part of fitness, which was the spiritual, mental, and the physical. When you balance all 3 of those out, which is the Trinity, then the 4th one, which you hear people say, talking about the 5D and the 3D. 5D is spiritual, 3D is here on earth, 4D is you operating your purpose, is you doing what you're supposed to be doing, operating your purpose, right? So my 4D, I get to show people that, you know, what my 4D look like. I'm multi-talented with a lot of stuff. I can be, I don't know, I might be fixing on a car one day and mowing the next day. I don't know. But I like to share that side of me with people because I want women to know that feminine soft girl era does not mean that you sit up and look cute all day. Yes, I get dolled up. Yes, I get my nails done. I'm going to get them done, get my toes done, put my dress on, you know, match my underwear. I'm into all that. That's who I am. But at the same time, I will also go put on some coveralls and get up under a vehicle too at the same time. And I want you guys to know that don't limit yourself because, listen, I keep trying to cut off, but it ain't time. I keep going. And the reason why I show you that is because I actually show you how to operate in your Proverbs 30 as a Proverbs 31 woman. And as a Proverbs 31 woman, you know, people that surface read, they read that she was a woman that, you know, a good woman. She woke up at the day, you know, wee hours or whatever. She did her praying, she did this, she did that, and this, that, and the third. And that's good, that's cute, and everybody try and be her. But I need you to understand, it wasn't a her. It wasn't an unnamed woman. It wasn't any of those things. A Proverbs 31 woman was God teaching his daughters, like, listen, you supposed to be operating your own business, working, whether it's a job, whether it's your own business. You supposed to be focused. If you see something, if you see a land, go buy it. If you want to plant a garden, go plant it. If you want to do, these are things that you should be doing. And what he's teaching us and showing us is that we're supposed to be busy. Because if you go back in the early times of the Bible in chapter 2, when he created us, right? He created us to be a helpmate to him. Meaning that now in Proverbs 31, he is out at the gate, or he is with his councilman. He's doing whatever it is he's doing. He don't have to worry about you because you're already handling your business. You are already making stuff happen. He's over here doing this. He's not worrying about if you bust down. He's not worried about what you got going on. He ain't worried about it. He know that you are handling your business. What is showing that you're operating in your purpose and he's operating in his purpose. So therefore, you're too busy to worry about what you doing, where you at, give me your phone, this, that, and the third. You ain't got time for that, because without that man, see, God did not create us to need him. And what he's telling us in Proverbs 31, you can have your own wealth. You can have your own everything. You can operate. I did not create you for you to need him. I created you so you could do this. So in Proverbs 31, God is teaching us as his daughters, like, baby girl, I want you to go out there and get a job. I want you to go out there and be able to sustain yourself. I want you to go out there, because a lot of us are in the Proverbs 31. We done read chapter 2 of doggone Genesis. Now we over here in Proverbs 31 still single. And what he's teaching us is, don't wait for him. Maybe I'm working on him. I got to teach him how to be in his purpose, because once I put you in your purpose, a man that's not in his purpose can't come and operate with you and can't work with you. And the reason why he can't work with you is because he going to mess up my plans. Do you understand? So it's so important that women, we understand that we was not created to be taken care of by no man. Just, oh, what you gonna do for me, this, that, and the third? I need this, I need that, I need this. No, 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 no. God told us he's going to give us our wealth. He's going to give us everything we need. We're supposed to be rich. Remember, we were created whole. He was cut from the rib to create us. We were created whole. We were created whole and healthy. Whole and healthy to be able to maintain and do the things that we need to do. So I'm gonna leave that there. That's something for y'all to meditate. I thank y'all for joining. I thank y'all for the likes. I thank y'all for the shares. I thank y'all for the follow. You guys continue to follow me. Tell your friends. Tell them to follow too. Okay? I love you guys. And once again, if you need life coaching, the first session is free. Go ahead to my website. Book a session there. If it's full, go ahead and DM me. It's other things there that you could do. I love you more. I do group sessions. I am now traveling, so send me an email on there or DM me in my inbox. You guys, I love you, Nina. I'm so proud you're here. Thank you, servant of the King of King. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. Y'all really just showed me some love today, and I am so happy. Thank you, Dobby. And also, if you have not got my book, it's Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Walmart, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble website. Check it out in my bio. Bye, babies. I'll see you later. Coach and I out.